This is going to be a wild, wild week with massive powder keg, ramifications or possibilities, as it now appears, at least according to Donald Trump and other people who are involved, that he could be arrested this week and be held without bail due to some of his tweets that he's put out or truths that he's put out. All this, of course, to distract everybody, to smear him as far as I'm concerned. I'm not exactly sure why the charges are now. Certainly, the Attorney General in New York is a suspect individual, which we're going to look into. We're going to talk about everything that led up to this because it's actually wild. So Donald Trump says he will be arrested on Tuesday. I suspect he's saying that because he knows this to be true, and he knows that it's been that it's probably been communicated to his attorneys. And boy, the left, if they see him in handcuffs, it's going to be their FAP material for life. Oh, by the way, side note, Easter's coming up, and I'll keep this super short. A lot of people really enjoyed our gift boxes. While we were building our own fulfillment center, we had them turned off. I've turned them back on. So if you're looking for a good Easter idea or really a gift of any type, we have our gift boxes. We have a couple of pre-mades ready to go, which are the Colombian and hot cocoa. But we also we've turned on our build your own gift box. So you can put together, you can go through this, put together whatever product you want, coffee, tea, cocoa, candies, put together a nice Easter gift box. Promo code The Quartering will save on top of that. So I'll leave a link in the description for that. Former President Donald Trump has said that he expects to be arrested Tuesday in Manhattan and urged his followers to protest his looming indictment. Now, this is exactly why it looks like he might be held without bail. The former president cited illegal leaks from a corrupt and highly political Manhattan district attorney's office in his Saturday morning post on Truth Social. The far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest, take our nation back. Now, he did say protest. He did not say, get out of control and insurrect. He thundered in all caps, missive to his followers on Truth Saturday morning. They're ending our nation as we sit back and watch. We must save America. Protest, protest, protest. Trump is facing a possible indictment over a $130,000 hush money payment he allegedly paid back to Stormy Daniels, by the way, who has lost multiple lawsuits against him. Daniels claims that she hooked up with him in 2006, which Trump has denied. This is a huge distraction. If I don't care how you feel about Trump, this is a purely political move. This is an alleged crime from 20 years ago. That even if he did pay off some broad, I literally don't care. Trump on Saturday, again, insisted that he committed no crime and reminded his followers that the Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's campaign had been heavily funded by, of course, Mr. Soros. Should Trump be indicted, he will become the first president in U.S. history to ever face criminal charges after leaving office. There has been no notification other than illegal leaks from the Justice Department and the DA's office to NBC and other fake news carriers that this radical left Democrat prosecutor in Manhattan has decided to take his witch hunt to the next level. President Trump is rightfully highlighting his innocence and the weaponization of our injustice system, a Trump spokesperson told the Post Saturday. And he really should post this on Twitter too. There's going to be some ramifications for this. He's not going to go to jail for this, even if he is indicted or whatever. He's not going to prison for this, okay? And he'll probably beat the charges anyway. He's just being charged. It is not being convicted. No one tells us anything, which is very frustrating. Trump's attorney, Joe Tacopina, added, President Trump is basing his response on press reports and the fact that this is a political prosecution and the DA leaks things to the press instead of communicating to the lawyers as they should. Because this is really about smearing Donald Trump. This isn't about justice. Daniels allegedly received the money through Michael Cohen, Trump's former attorney and fixer. In 2018, Cohen pled guilty to violating federal campaign finance laws in connection to the payments and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Donald would have had no reason to put out statements he did unless he had been contacted by the DA in New York and advised accordingly. Cohen, now free, told the Post on Saturday. Donald's post is eerily similar to the battle cry prior to the J6 direction. The New York Post is still calling it that, including calling for a protest. By doing so, Donald Trump is hoping to rile his base and witness another terrible incident on the behalf and profit from it by soliciting contributions. This is a quote. Several Republicans, including one of President Trump's 2024 allies, leaped to his defense. I'm just taken aback, Mike Pence, Trump's former vice president, told Breitbart News Saturday. It reeks of the kind of political prosecution that we endured back in the days of the Russia hoax and the whole impeachment over a phone call. And this, one thing I know is that the former President Trump can take care of himself, Pence said. A Trump indictment would be a national disaster, declared biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy in a lengthy tweet. It is un-American for the ruling party to use police power to arrest its political rivals. We cannot afford to politicize the justice system, or else it will reach our breaking point. We're already doing that, by the way, in California, New York, and other states like that. Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, called for an immediate congressional investigation into a politically motivated prosecution. Here we go again, an outrageous abuse of power by a radical district attorney who lets criminals walk as he pursues political vengeance against Donald Trump. This is what they do in communist countries to destroy their political opponents, tweeted Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's all for politics. And I mean, any idiot can see this. And quite frankly, I think, and Elon Musk weighed in it, and I think correctly, that this will propel him to a landslide victory. This is a huge win for Trump. He's not getting convicted of this. He's not going to prison. And it's going to rally his base like never before. He can go right back to the swamp conversations. He can go right back to corrupt district attorneys. He can go right back to immigration and border stuff that actually matters to people, while other people are focusing on, issues that are just not important long term. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance tweeted in response to multiple reporters who he had said asked him about if an indictment would make him reconsider his endorsement of Trump, and he said, heck no. A politically motivated prosecution makes the argument for Trump stronger, Vance explained. We simply don't have a real country if justice depends on politics. New York Representative Elise Stefanik called the report of Trump's impending arrest un-American. The radical left has reached dangerous new low, he said. This is just a contribution to the disgraceful and unconstitutional pattern, going back to the Russian collusion hoax and the attempt to silence and suppress the will of the voters. We could also talk about, Trump certainly could be talking about how the FBI was silencing anybody who had any questions about the poke, any questions about, the election, any questions about really anything of any size. Now, other presidential GOP hopefuls, including Nikki Haley, Mike Pompeo, and Governor Ron DeSantis, stayed quiet, of course. Not a good look for them. Really not a good look for them. In my opinion, they should stand in solidarity with him against this political prosecution. It looks petty, and they should know that they're going to run. If the machine thought that they were the same risk that Trump was, they're going to face the exact same political prosecution. It's really dumb for them not to speak out against it. And on top of this, Elon Musk weighs in saying Trump will win by a landslide in 2024 if Manhattan DA arrests him Tuesday, as Republicans claim rumored indictment is a plot to destroy the ex-president's re-election hopes. Last week, former president and 2024 hopeful was invited to testify before a Manhattan grand jury, with his longtime fixer and former lawyer Michael Cohen testifying Monday. He claimed that on his Truth Social account that the Manhattan DA's office will arrest him within days, a brand of the probe corrupt and highly political. It is. And you see Elon Musk responding to the Viva Frei. If this happens, Trump will be reelected in a landslide victory. I mean, I 100% agree with that. You see Viva Frei. If this happens, it will be the beginning of Trump's reelection. I mean, he can use this to rally, even if, you know, as long, if they even go forward with these charges whatsoever at all, like, this will backfire. You see, Trump's claim to arrest is on Tuesday is the latest twist in the saga that sees him facing election interference and J6 probes. Again, nothing will stick, as well as a civil suit. Supporters insist scrutiny will only boost his 2024 campaign. I 100% believe that. Stormy Daniels has lost multiple lawsuits. The lawyer that was defending her, or I'm sorry, representing her in the original lawsuits, it's still in prison, I believe now. The people that are going after him are just not the best. The whole classified documents thing, guess what? Turns out Biden had a bunch of them too. So now you have insane, just more corrupt people going after Trump. It doesn't look bad for Trump to his base. As somebody who voted for him in 2016 and in 2020, this does not deter me in 2024. In fact, it only galvanizes, in my opinion, that this guy's just got to get back in office again. And then, if Ron DeSantis doesn't speak out against this is a really bad look for him. He really can't afford to. I mean, I'll remember that, come voting time. I'll remember that he stayed silent when his political opponent was being prosecuted to try and hurt his presidential reelection. Like, Trump should get on Twitter today. Trump should be on Facebook. I know he came back to Facebook and posted something, but this is absolutely insane. And it's just like happening right out in front. People have had enough. People are going to have enough of this. And if everyone goes out and protests, I hope to God they stay peaceful. Don't wreck anything. Make sure they police each other in those groups. Watch out for, people who glow when the lights go out. Be safe out there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you leave a like on it and you subscribe down below. That way, as soon as I have an update on this, which I suspect there will be many over the weekend and Monday, you'll get the notification. Thanks for watching.